Hi, Mike Violette with EMC TV at the 2018 EMC+SIPI Symposium at Long Beach, California. I'm here with Sangam Baligar with Amplifier Research. Sangam, let's talk multitone.
Sure. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to explain. So what we have here is a multitone. As it describes, it can generate multitones instead of single tone. As we all live in evolving and technology-driven world, all at AR what we try to do is come up with a new product and solution to help our customers to solve their customer needs.
So this is an immunity test system.
Correct. This is an immunity test system which can be used for both automotive, commercial, mill standard, all the aspects of radiated immunity testing. So what it does is this will follow the same traditional radiated immunity test pattern, but the thing is you are trying to use the same amplifiers what you got in your lab or in your test facilities. We are trying to get more number of tones out of the same amplifiers.
So you can put up multi-signals for radiated susceptibility, and this benefits you how?
So by doing multi-tone testing, you can save time. So because you are increasing number of tones from traditional single tone test method. So if you are doing two tones, so instead of doing, say you are doing 4-3, IEC 61000 4-3 testing,
radiated immunity
so 80 meg to 6 gig,
yeah.
So it would take you around like 2.5 or 3 hours, depending on what number of steps you and the percentage, those things.
Right.
So if you use two tones, so you are increasing your test time. You are increasing your tones to number 2 and the test time by half. So that 3 hours will come down to 1.5. So if you reduce your test frequency band from 80 meg to a gig, you can do like entire frequency testing in like less than 20 minutes. So that is a value addition of buying this multi-tone.
Wow, that's a great throughput.
So yeah, it is.
Yeah. So what kind of return on investment does that give you?
Well, depending. Suppose instead of two tones, if you go 4 tones, I have a calculator to show you how you can calculate your return on investment, and also it will show you how much time you can save using multi-tone.
Well, let's take a look at that calculator.
Sure. So this is a calculator we are working with. So as you can read here, you will select, let me show the traditional method. So this is the number of tones, is 1 tone. That is what we are doing today, traditional radiated immunity testing, right? And let's say you want to do a UT which has 4 surfaces for radiated immunity testing.
Four faces, okay.
Yeah, and 2 antenna polarities, and you select your dwell time.
Yes.
So you want to do 1 second, so 1 second is too less, but usually the 4-3, 2 seconds. So
and the number on the modes of the equipment.
So if you have clock frequency at certain frequency, you want to measure and dwell for more than 1 second, which we could do. And this is a step frequency. If you want, we have all the options. It's a drop down. You can select 225 or anything. I hope you can see that.
Yeah, I can see that, 255 steps in that particular setup.
So as you can see, and say you have your test engineer or technicians,
yep.
You are paying him like hourly rate of $50. So, or you can select anything you want. We have so many options. Say you are paying $45. And consider you have 50% overhead cost on an employee. So you select 50%, or if you want to do 60, you can select that. So the calculator automatically gives you the total, overhead cost and what is the, cost involved in paying that employee.
Right.
And suppose if you are running 1 shift a day, so that's going to be 8 hours. And so I assume you work for 50 weeks in a year, okay? I would say 45. So this calculator will tell you how much you can charge, per test or per shift basis to your customer. So you can charge bare minimum $576. You can, I'm sure people would charge more than that, but this is your raw value.
Right, here's your baseline. This is how we're going to get some efficiencies from here.
Yes. So assume our multi-tone system, which we talked about, would cost you like 143 grand, okay? And some miscellaneous cost as a overhead if you want to, pay electricity to run the multi-tone, if you want to have some, connectors and cables, we call it as miscellaneous. You can enter like whatever you want. So let's put in 20 grand for
Sounds
instance.
fair. That's
So-
a yearly cost.
So that is your total investment
Yeah.
on the multitone,
Okay,
okay? So it will just show you, so this is the traditional test setup right now what you're seeing. So one tone, all this parameter would take you 1 hour, 8 minutes to do all the test parameter of a UT with 4 surfaces.
Sure.
So let's see what happens when you switch it to 2 tones. You see that the single tone test time was 1 hour 13 minutes. Okay, it dropped down to almost 57 minutes. So it's almost half of single tone test method, right? Traditional. And you can see here payback period. So if you just run with the 2 tones, you would get back the money you paid on the multitone in 2.5 years.
That's a quick payback for
Yep.
EMC.
Let's see what happens when you go to 4 tones. You see that your test time is going down and down. Now it's dropped down to 30 minutes from 1 hour 13
So now you're
minutes.
down to less than 2 years payback.
See, and you are almost like paying less than less than 2 years. You were right.
Fantastic.
So 1 year 7 months or 20 months.
So let's take it to the max, Sangam.
So you wanna go
let's
for
light
higher?
that
Okay.
thing up all the way.
Okay, let's say you are doing 10 tones.
10 tones.
Can you see that? Like you can do the entire test just in 6 minutes.
Yes, that's amazing.
And look at your ROI. You will get back in 1.3 years.
Yeah,
So which is like,
that's remarkable.
it's remarkable, and nobody would give you, any return on this kind of investment.
Well, that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Wow, that's a tremendous savings in terms of time. I bet the customers love that too.
Sure, yeah. Our customer have been using this product. They're loving it. So they see a lot of value in future of radiated humidity testing. For example, revolutionary technologies like 5G and driverless cars. So you can imagine what kind of interference we are going to see in future. So today's most of the EMC standards are not, they are just spec'd only for single frequency,
Right.
and you sweep across the band.
I
But
think that's fantastic because the emergence of IoT, you're going to have multiple emitters in the environment too. So you're not just improving your test time, you're simulating a better environmental
exactly,
condition.
that is what this device will simulate all those real world environment, I would say. So assume you in future by 2020, if everyone is using 5G phone, you can imagine how much of RF energy will be exposed to.
We're going to see
So
more and more of that. Yeah.
that real world threat will be simulated using this device.
So how many tones can you generate maximum of this
10
system?
tones.
10 tones.
Yeah, so
And you can individually modulate them?
yes.
Yes?
Yes. So what it does is it will take the traditional calibrated level,
Yes.
and it what we call it as multi-tone calibration. So it takes those level and calibrate the multi-tone level, and it will tell you how many tones you can get out of the existing amplifier you have.
I see.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, that's a tremendous value to test laboratories and to the industry at large. Sangam, thanks for showing it to us.
Thank you.
Mike Violette, EMC TV.